Hi, I'm Matthew. Welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to go over the 4 types of double-edge safety razors. And this is take 2, just so you guys know, because like a big dum-dum, I recorded it once already in slow motion. And so I would be talking like this. And you guys don't want to see that. All right, so number 1 is going to be the twist to open. Sometimes people refer to this as a one-piece razor. This happens to be a Gillette Super Speed. And right off the top of my head, I can't tell you because there's a date code here that will tell you the exact year, but I know this was in the 1955-ish range. And so in order to open this, all you're going to do is spin that bottom knob, and the barn doors or the doors open up, and you will take your blade and sit it right back in there, and you close it up. Now, the one thing about this particular razor is the blade will hang over a little bit, and if you notice, the overall head is pretty thick because you have to have that mechanical area there, and so it makes it a little bit more tricky if you're getting underneath your ear or under the nose. That little bit of space will take up space. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I will show you guys how to load each one of these razors. And razor number 2 is the Merkur 34C, and you can see right away the head is a little bit slimmer compared to the Gillette Super Speed. And this is known as a 2-piece razor. And so all you have to do is spin this bottom knob, and at some point the threads will unscrew and you take the top cap off. And see, 2 pieces. You'll just stick your blade in there and spin that knob, and you're ready to go. So now we're moving on to a 3-piece razor, and here it is. This is the RazoRock Game Changer, and this is the 0.84, and notice how the head is even slimmer, which I like a slim profile. And if you want to look at the original Super Speed there's quite a bit of difference. Now, this is where, you know, any of these things can be dangerous, but you just have to be mindful of the tool. And so you're just going to grab the top cap and the base plate, and the handle will unscrew. So here's one piece, the base plate and the top cap separate. That makes 3 pieces. So it can be a little bit fumbly, but I really like the fact that everything is right here. And I know you can make Frankenstein razors if you like to experiment. Now I'm going to talk about an adjustable razor. Now, this could be considered many pieces depending on the manufacturer, and this is by Homelike Shaving, and this is the Taiga. So the nice thing about this is all these razors that I mentioned before already have a preset geometry or the angle of this top cap and the base plate, and it also has a fixed blade gap on the other razors that I talked about. This one does have the fixed geometry, but as you can see, there's a little dial here and it has some numbers on it. So if you like a mild shave, you would turn it down to 1. And if you like a more aggressive shave, I don't know if I can get it here on camera, but you can see this base plate moving up or down based on your preference. So however many settings, this has 6.5 or so. And so this could be like 6 or 6.5, 7 razors built into one. Now, if you do notice, there is a different, the base plate here is different and it's not solid. Now, this would be considered an open comb. This one is a solid bar. And I'm not going to talk much about that. And there's also a variation of these razors that you can get, which is a slant, and I'm not going to cover open comb or slant razors. And there is another type of adjustable razor, but I really feel that it's not really adjustable because, and I can show these if you guys want in another video, but For the beginners, there's no reason to get overwhelmed with information, but there are other razors out there like the Rockwell 6C or 6S and the Carve razors, but you would swap out this base plate. So it's going to fall under this particular 3-piece razor. So you would have to change this plate out, take it all apart. So if you were in the middle of shaving and you decided I need a milder razor or more aggressive, you would have to disassemble that, which makes it, in my opinion, not really adjustable. Yes, it can adjust the blade gap, but with like this razor or the Fat Boy, if you're shaving and you're like, wow, I need a little bit more, you just spin the knob and you continue on. You don't have to touch everything. And if you are in the position where maybe you've got a little irritation and you don't want to have an aggressive, super close shave, you could just turn it down. So that is the 4 major groups of double edge safety razors. Now, I'm going to move into the second portion of the video, and I'm right around the 6-minute mark. I try to keep my videos under 10 minutes for your viewing pleasure. Okay, so with this, let me talk about just real quick pulling the razor blade out of the package. I'm just going to put it back in the package, but here's what it's going to look like. And you're just going to peel, you know, it's kind of like an envelope in a way, but it's got multiple sides to it. So once you get to this spot here, you're just going to grab this part and pull it up, and then you should be able to peel it back. Some blades have little glue tabs on them, and so they will be stuck in there. But for a twist to open or a 1-piece, you just open this up. And this is pretty ingenious for back in the day. Once you have it there, you just take your blade and you drop it right on there like that, and you twist it closed, close. Anyway, you close it and you're ready to go. Now remember, I did say that the tab sticks out there on the end. Be careful of that. And when you're done shaving, you just twist it open, you remove the blade, you give it a little wash in the sink, and you're good to go. Now onto the 2-piece. You're just going to spin that knob again in the handle, remove that top cap, and I just turn it over. I grab my blade by the end and you just stick it on that stud and it will slide right back down on there. Put it together, and sometimes I'll pinch the top cap and the base plate just so that the threads can get started. And did I mention, I know there's some strong folks out there and you don't need to really get it tight, because yes, these are metal, but you do run the risk of damaging them. So please take care of your razors, shavers, and don't damage them. Now, when it comes to the 3-piece, it does take a little bit of getting used to, because you'll have to set the handle down and then separate it. Some blades will have the tabs or some razors will have the tabs on the base plate, and others will have it on the top cap. And so that will make a little bit of difference. If it is one like this where it has the tabs on the base plate, you just line those up and gently put them in there. If it happens to be on the top cap, you're just going to hold the top cap in, drop it in, and put the two together. And that's what I typically do. And I just kind of hold both of them like that. I don't think you've seen that on the camera. And while you're holding it, you just put them in there. Boom. This particular razor is one of my favorite razors. It doesn't have the tabs hanging over, and it's just a great shaver. All right, so down to the last razor. This could be a little different depending on who makes it and what have you. But you're just going to twist that bottom knob and the top cap will come off just like the 2-piece razor. And then you're going to take your blade and slide it right down over there. Now, this particular razor does come apart into multiple pieces, and like that. Well, there's little alignment markers that you want to make sure are together because of the machining process. But whenever you put it back together, you're just going to slide that in there and twist that bottom handle. And here are the actual tabs. Now, the little markers on there that tells you that this is in proper alignment. And that has to do with being able to keep the alignment knob in the right position for your adjustment settings. And so that is how you would load a safety razor and the main 4 types of safety razors. Well, that's the video for today, and I will see you guys on Will It Shave Wednesday. You have a great rest of your weekend.